statement, and we'll take whatever questions you have. We've got a microphone to catch those there in the middle, and we'll get you home at a decent hour. Coach?
Yeah, no, first I want to thank our students, right, our fans. It's like, obviously it's cold outside, and people getting to Hinkle Fieldhouse on a Tuesday night to help us out. It was great atmosphere. Obviously a really good opponent with Minnesota. And we knew it was going to be. We talked in the pregame about just staying the course, knowing it's not going to be a game of perfect, and we're just going to have to play the next possession. And I thought our guys did a good job helping each other move on. We made some pretty loud mistakes when we did make them, but and these two included, but they all helped each other move on to the next one, and that's basketball. So if you get stuck too long on what just happened, you can't get your job right next possession. I thought, obviously Bryce early, going to him early, did a really good job of just controlling the paint. Kamar late, and Jordan Tucker late, stepping up, making some plays and big free throws. It's a team win, and so we knew they were locked in on Sean. It was hard for him to get loose, but so our guys were just locked in on doing their jobs and whatever that took and however long it took. So really proud of them. We'll have a lot of film to get better from this one.
Kamar, I guess how did you feel before and during the game? Obviously, you didn't look like that impaired, but you still maybe feel it. I guess how did the game go for you? Did you feel better in the second half maybe after playing the first?
I felt better in the second. The first half I was a little nervous, honestly, but as far as like the injury or anything like that, I was fine.
Did you? I mean, you had quite a stretch there in the second half where it seemed like that you were Butler's offense. Did you kind of feel like you needed to take charge of the game at that point, or is that just kind of taking what the defense allowed?
I just took what the defense allowed, kind of forced it, honestly, a little bit too much at times. So I just got to grow from that going forward.
Just to elaborate on that, I mean, what did the defense give you basically? What did they sort of open up that allowed you to kind of get in the paint and make some things happen that way? What did you kind of see that?
They were graining the ball screen, so just the mid-range was open a lot. So I just took what they gave me.
Just defensively, obviously the numbers stand out pretty well. 18 turnovers. I don't even know what they shot, but I mean, just what stood out to you just in terms of what you guys were able to do, especially against the guys in the perimeter?
Yeah, and I didn't honestly think we were that great. Just early, at shot clock time, it was a lot of their points early in the first half. I think they had 26, but there was probably 16 of them that happened late in the clock, and we gotta be tougher there. I thought our guys were locked in. It was just finishing possession was the deal. I thought we did a good job getting to their shooters. And Willis is a really good shooter. So is Coucher, and we made every time they got a look, it was a contested look outside of maybe two. So I thought we did a good job there. The big fella was good. He's hard to handle. Our guys fought as best they could, and the 10 offensive rebounds. A couple of them were long misses, funny bounces, but. Overall, it was pretty good. I do think we could have been better.
Well, you didn't get nearly the shooting, nearly the assists, assist to turnover, or assist to field goals made ratio in this one. You think that's because of the pace of the game? Was it just difficult to move the ball around against what Minnesota was doing? The ball movement wasn't quite what it was, but then again, Minnesota.
Yeah, that's a great observation. You know what? We took a couple quick shots in the clock, especially in the first half. But with the big kid in, they pretty much play the outside and invite you on in there to him, and so they take away a lot of. They don't help very much. So it's the ball movement changed a bit just based on what they were doing, which is why Bryce playing kind of one-on-one and getting some isolations in the post, and Kamar. Attacking in the ball screen. They weren't leaving Sean, weren't leaving Tuck, and the guys that shooters around the perimeter. So they did a really good job there of kind of stunting our movement. We still have to be able to play against teams like that, and then that's where film will come in and practice will come in.
You guys made a couple offense-defensive switch in the last couple minutes, but what did you see out of Jordan Tucker, particularly defensively and on the glass, that led him to so many minutes down the stretch?
Yeah, I thought he adjusted from halftime. He was a little anxious in the first half, and I thought we moved him around guarding some different guys. I was proud of him because he guarded big and was able to get our ball screen coverages right, and he hadn't really done that a ton. So it was really good to see him make that adjustment. And he rebounds the ball, he can make free throws, and so that was big for us down the stretch.
What, just obviously your first game with these guys against a big-time opponent, what was this experience like for you? Obviously, you managed to get 11 and 8. What it's like just having to deal with Arturo, and what do you feel like you just did well out there?
Just staying focused and sticking to the game plan. Yeah, I was a little nervous out there at first, but as soon as the game started, I was able to catch my flow and just kind of just be free and just have fun out there. Yeah.
This offseason about what he allows you to do from a versatility standpoint. How much did that show up tonight, especially with all the lineups you can move around to try to match up with what Minnesota could throw at you?
Yeah, it was. It's huge. Obviously, this group we like the composition of the roster. We started big, and Bryce was good early, and they had to make some decisions and kind of counter. Then we went small and tried to spread out the floor so we could space it out and drive it a bit there. So it's good to be able to have those options. Our flow wasn't great. Christian was back in there, and he hadn't been in there as much in the last week or so. So it was good to see him out there. But our rhythm wasn't as the same. Just a couple guys in there that hadn't been in as much. But the pieces are versatile, which is a good thing. Now, we got to be better with some calls and just continue to work to get better.
High expectations for Bryce coming in the season, but how impressive you've been just with the production you've got out of him so far?
Yeah, just I don't know about you see him every day for a full season on the scout team and in practice, and I know his teammates were excited for him to finally flip over and be with him instead of against him. And he's credit to Bryce, just growing his game, continuing to trust the coaches, continuing to trust the process and putting in the work. So just proud of what he's done up to this point, and I know he wants to get better. And those are the guys that are great here. Is just hungry to grow and continue to get better. We're passionate about that, and so are these guys.
I'm sure you probably preached this to your guys the entire offseason about defense winning, but I mean, could you elaborate on the fact I can't imagine Butler could have won a game last season with like 3 or 14 on threes. I mean, I'd have to go back and look. Maybe you did win a game like that, but it seems like that's a big change this season.
Yeah, I just think defensively, our guys embracing, and when it's these guys embracing it. When you listen to our seniors talk, Kamar and Sean and Henry, it's about guys doing their jobs on that end of the floor and just being unselfish and trusting each other on the other end. And so now it's up for us to have a good game plan. Emerson Campion's done a fantastic job of just coming up with a plan and a progression to implement what we need to at the right times, and these guys have bought into it, and it's what Butler's been for years. We're not doing anything magical. Just the commitment is at a high level, and the desire to continue to get better.
What difference can you sense in the different ways you guys are able to match up, in terms of the bodies you can put out there and the different ways you guys can play as opposed to last year?
Yeah, it's a big difference, just being able to go bigger and, like Coach said, just match and just play different people and different roles when we need to.
Christian David's overall improvement over the offseason has been relatively clear, but his improvement at the free throw line, particularly with seemingly lowering his arc a little bit more this season, how much does that help you with his versatility on the whole, being able to stay in games down the stretch with his defense and ability to now hit free throws consistently?
No, that's a big deal. Just look at him right now. He lost some weight just with the illness, so he's trying to get that back. But he put in so much work over the summer to kind of just grow his confidence, build his body in the gym, in the weight room, strengthening. Matt Johnson and him were like best friends. And one of his biggest strengths is Christian he can box out and defensive rebound. And now, late in the game like that, he's getting big rebounds, and they foul him. He can go down there and win the game, and his teammates trust him in those moments. So he's earned it. Proud of him, and looking forward to him kind of getting himself back in the mix here. Thank you.